Good evening, parents and guardians. My name is Anthony Fischetti, and I will be your child's Italian teacher for this year, 2020-2021. This is a great class, Italian 1. It really is an opportunity for me to share my love and knowledge of the Italian language and culture with students who have little or no background knowledge of the Italian language. I'd like to take this opportunity to share some of what we do in our class. So I'm going to take some time to go over some of the themes, the elements of what we teach, some of the procedures, and also share out my contact information. But first, I'd like to share a little bit about myself. So I'm going to go over and kind of give you a presentation of what this class is all about.
I would now like to take a few moments to walk you through some of the virtual classroom expectations that I have with my students for Italian 1. So let's start with just a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in New Jersey. I've attended Seton Hall University, graduated in 2006 with a Bachelor of Science in Education in Secondary Ed. I began working right away in September of 2006, teaching elementary Italian, moving through several of Linden's elementary schools. For 3 years, I continued teaching at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. That was until 2010 when I started teaching at the high school full-time primarily. I was no longer a travel teacher. Up until 2017, I only taught Italian. At that point, I also took over the Introduction to Education class. I am the moderator of the Italian National Honor Society. I also moderate the Italian Exchange. Our most recent trip was in 2019. And I have also been the IB coordinator since 2019 as well. For Italian 1, students meet virtually during period 3, so that is from 9:21 until 10:01 a.m. It is a 40-minute class. We also have targeted instruction time where students can seek extra help, and that can happen any time from 1:30 until 2:55. My main guidelines for virtual learning are very simple. I'd like students to be on time for instruction, so the WebEx link is always the same. Students need to be signed in as a user. They need to have their camera on so we can see those beautiful faces. They should keep themselves muted unless otherwise instructed. When home, they should try to find a quiet space to learn. They really need to limit the multitasking, so for those 40 minutes, they need to be totally involved in what we're doing in class. They should take notes when appropriate. Notes can be done handwritten or virtually on the computer. They shouldn't hesitate to ask any questions if they have them. And most of all, please just have fun with the class and don't stress. In Italian, we have a method of instruction called comprehensible input. What that is we take students' abilities and we go just one level higher than that. So they may not necessarily understand all the words and structures, but they are encouraged to listen and to follow along, and then over time they will understand that information. We try not to make anything too challenging. The comprehensible input is just slightly above what they can do. And over time, after listening and hearing the language many times, repetitive, they are able to understand. So what does that look like? It could be different readings. We tell stories. There is picture talk. There is movie talk. They do listen and draw activities. We do a lot of storytelling where I create different stories for students. There are a lot of different things that go on in the comprehensible input classroom. As far as grading, 40% is classwork, 20% are quizzes, 30% are summative assessments, so kind of end of chapter, end of unit type assessments, and then 10% is independent work or homework, some things that may carry over beyond the class time. The 40% of classwork is your daily work. They are different activities, including listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They help prepare students for the formative and summative assessments to come. The quizzes are those formative assessments. So they kind of check readiness. They're frequent. There's maybe 1 or 2 a week. They help students to make sure that they understand where they are in the learning process. The summative assessments, these are major projects or tests. They determine interpersonal communication, interpretive listening, interpretive reading, presentational writing, and presentational speaking. And then independent work. So these are things that may carry over beyond the classroom time. This happens at night. It's commonly your homework. The grading policy is the same for every class here at Linden High School. So these are where you will find your A's, your B's, C's, D's, and F's. And our marking periods. So first marking period is what we are currently in. We are very rapidly approaching the interim date, which is October 2nd. And then the marking period will end on the 13th. I encourage students to be a part of Remind. So parents, if you want to join, you're more than welcome. All you will have to do is open up your messaging app and type in a message to the number 81010. In the body of the message, you will type in @Fischetti, and that will enable you to get the Remind messages. And usually I use this to send students little reminders of work and assignments and projects and studying. Students are also encouraged to share with you their Canvas page. As parents and guardians, I also encourage you to sign up for Genesis so you can track student performance and see their gradebook. Lastly, my contact information is as follows. Fischetti@lindenps.org is my email. If you'd like to reach out to me on the phone, you can call me at 908-486-5432, extension 8343. And I also have a professional Twitter, which is @LHSFischetti.
I hope all the information that you just heard was helpful, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need anything in the future. My contact info is available right here, and you can see where you can contact me. If ever you have a question, please don't hesitate to reach out. I look forward to a really great and productive year with your sons and daughters, and hopefully we'll be back here at Linden High School very soon. Take care.